This morning, I'm getting my brakes done. I've gone with Zimmermann rotors and Brembo pads and obviously brake sensors. Now, previously, as you know, I was going to go for Brembo rotors as well. Unfortunately, due to delivery times, it means I would only be able to get two-piece rotors. Those are really good, better for cooling, great for track. However, they were costing me a bit more, and for my application, they're just not the right fit. I'm not a track person. I do take my car up into the mountains, but I find regular brake pads and brake discs have always worked for me, so that's what I'm going with. And Zimmermann's are great, generally speaking. That I think a lot of us, when we go into the used market, we don't pay enough attention to how the owner has treated the car, right? And I was guilty of this as well. I don't know if it's because of market dynamics or a lack of knowledge often, but when I was buying my car, if I had seen that someone had done, Zimmermann rotors and they'd put on a certain type of pad, I don't think I would have cared at the time because I didn't have the knowledge, right? I wouldn't be able to tell the difference if someone told me, oh, I've just gotten my brake pads changed and my rotors changed. I don't know what brand I used, versus someone who used a really high quality brand. I wouldn't have been willing to pay them a higher price. And I think with BMW ownership, often that's the case. People who respect their cars, and my brakes are squealing, obviously. That's embarrassing, I suppose. And I think with BMW, people often don't put a price on some of these items. Brakes can cost you $1,000 or more. Tires can cost you $1,000 or more. That's a couple of $1,000s right there. But when you go and buy a used car and you compare one that just had its brakes done versus one that has some life in its brakes, but you don't know what type of brakes they're using, you'll probably just go with the cheaper model, right? You won't pay a bit of a premium. And it's a similar case. If someone had their diff fluid done or their transmission fluid done, often they won't get a higher price, and that adds to neglect, right? A BMW with these things are not going to sell higher or too much higher on the used market, and it's unfortunate. So my mantra is, well, I got the nice rotors because I've got a performance car and I want to have fun with it, right? I do my fluids, I do my transmission fluid and my diff fluid because, again, I want this car to drive really nice. And who knows, I might be in a position where I can afford to keep this car forever, right? That's the dream. If I could keep this car forever, then everything I'm doing right now is a great plan because, the older me 10, 20 years down the line will thank me for doing these things. So that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Do you put expensive bits on your car in terms of regular maintenance? Follow service intervals, and do you outdo them, right? So for this car, the ZF is sealed for life, apparently. According to BMW, it's a lifetime fluid, but we all know that according to ZF, it isn't. So do you change that? The diff fluid as well, do you change that? Let me know in the comments below. And do you think there is such a thing as too much maintenance on a car? Thanks.